Welcome to the Profitable NDIS Provider Podcast, where we're joined by your hosts, Tania Gomez and Paul Bryan. In each episode, we'll be sharing valuable insights and tips to help you turn your NDIS business into a profitable venture. So whether you're just starting out or looking to take your business to the next level, you've come to the right place. Let's stop surviving and start thriving.
Welcome to the Profitable NDIS Provider Podcast. My name is Tania and I'm joined by Paul, my wonderful co-host. Hi Paul, how you going?
I'm feeling wonderful, Tania. Thank you so much. It's really good to be here. We're at the end of April. We're going to be having a fantastic time just looking at what the month has looked like. We're going to dive into what's been happening in both of our worlds and what's been happening in the NDIS space. Tania, you've had a big couple of months. What's been happening for you over the last little while? What are some of your wins from April?
Yeah, well, April was a big month for me. I turned 40 on the 22nd of March. And that was a big trip. I went to Japan. I went to Disneyland with my kids, which was a big bucket list item for me. So I did that. I came back actually on the 1st of April. So that was kind of March, but March was very big. April has been a bit of a mix. We've had school holidays in there. We've had Easter, the Easter long weekend and Anzac Day, lots of short weeks. I feel like I've just kind of been behind the ball in April. With still lots going on. I was lucky enough to run the International Women's Day in Brisbane in the first week of April, and I had a birthday party in April, the first week of April in Brisbane, which was amazing. I got to meet some really cool people. And I also got to go on site with Visual Care to Adelaide and did some consulting with them, which was really fun. To go to Adelaide and to hang out with them in person was really fun as well. Outside of that, I've really been busy prepping for two big events that are coming up in a couple of days. So we've got your Level Up Summit, which is a day away, where we're going to be hanging out on the Gold Coast for 4 days together with a whole bunch of cool people. And the other event is, as soon as I get back from that, we start our whole trip, the whole May, where I go to Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide and Perth, and take the SIL Summit on a road tour. And so prepping for that, boosting numbers for that, marketing for that, getting on top of that has really been a really big focus of mine for April. What about you, Paul? Tell us about all of your headaches you've been having trying to pull this summit off, and how much work it is to do a 4-day event.
Oh, look, I love it. I love it. I keep telling myself that I love it. But no, I really do love doing Summit because it's so amazing to bring everyone together. But yeah, you're 100% right. Like, we're organizing menus for, 50 odd people, and we've got all the accommodation, and then we sold out the accommodation. So we booked another hotel nearby. We've just booked in our videographers who are doing all the sessions and all the audio, which is going to be amazing. We've got hosts coming. And so just juggling all those bits and pieces, plus all the restaurants that we're going to, it's been a whole lot of fun. My team has seen a whole new side of me, and that side is them. I've really just turned my team into an amazing extension of myself, and they have stepped up and done some really, really cool work, which is fantastic. And I've learned to rely on other people a bit more. And just for our listeners, remember that Tania and I are actual business owners as well, and we have teams that we have to rely on, and we have organizational things that we do, and the short weeks affect us too, right? So it's been a whole lot of fun. After March, we did our on-ramp that we did for Profitable Provider, which was brilliant, and so delivering throughout April has been a whole treat with the new businesses that we're working with and our existing businesses who have just jumped in and done some amazing work. We've actually had some of our guys doing trainings with our new businesses, which is super cool as well. And we're like pumped. Like, tomorrow Summit is here, and so we're just going to dive straight into it. And I've also been working on your SIL Summit, because I'm going to be a part of that in Perth. And so I'm looking forward to having the whole SIL Summit rock up in Perth as well, and being a part of that in June, which can be a little bit further on, which is fantastic. So yeah, there's been a lot going on. I full on have jealousy. I wanted to be in Japan as well, and I know that you guys had an amazing time. I've got friends there at the moment, seeing all the photos. So now that is on the list now as well, because Japan looks like amazing.
Oh, it is so amazing. We honestly are like thinking of how do we get back there next year. Look, it was so amazing. We spent 14 days in Tokyo, and then we spent a few days in Manila on the way there and the way back. And it just wasn't enough time. Like, we spent a day at Disneyland, a day at Disney Sea, a day in transit. And by the time you'd done that, there just wasn't enough time. And the people in Japan are the best. The food is beautiful. The weather was perfect. We got to see cherry blossoms, which were amazing. And just the food is beautiful and so cheap. Like, unbelievably, for a family of 6 to eat dinner for $40 is like, amazing. So yeah, I had a really great time. I can't wait to get back. And we try to do an international trip each year, and we were supposed to go to Malaysia next year because my husband's Malaysian, and we try to go every second year. But we're all trying to figure out if we can make Japan work again next year, because we just had the best time. So yes, definitely recommend it. What about some challenges or some changes in the sector this month, Paul? What are you seeing?
Yeah, well, a lot of talk's been happening around the SIL changes that are coming, in July. We've seen a few providers that are going, what does this mean for me? And I've seen some people scrambling, some people not worried. And it's been really interesting to have those conversations to decipher some of the information, how it's relevant to different providers. And some providers, we're looking at it going, well, we're already operating at the highest level of standards, and we have all this stuff in place, and if the benchmark is here, we're operating up here. And then other people who are maybe like newer to the space, maybe a little bit worried or a bit unsure of the nuances they're going to be looking at and what that's going to mean for their business, which I think is just a really important thing about the community that you're in. Levels up your business. And so really quick plug for Tania's SIL Summit. If you haven't registered yet, the information that's going to be going through there is going to be very valuable to SIL providers to help you understand what needs to be happening for you to be in the top percentile of providers to make things work really well. So I think that's going to be really, really valuable. What have you seen as some changes and challenges at the moment, Tania?
Yeah, I think we've spoken to them about them previously, but SIL changes, obviously, I see them every day. I'm really noticing a difference in approach in the regulator. I'm noticing how the regulator is communicating is different, how they're responding is different. I had somebody yesterday tell me that when you email to find out how long your registration is taking, there's a auto reply email that comes back and says we're only processing applications from 2023 and 24, that they're now not processing applications that have been submitted in 25. I don't know if that's true. That was just what someone told me. But I am seeing a lot of punitive letters and a lot of really a tough regulator. They've really changed from a regulator who was a bit sleepy to now they're awake, and they're a bit like Dracula at the moment is kind of how I see it.
Yeah,
that seems to be quite different. I'm getting a lot of work around mergers and acquisitions. I'm seeing a lot of consolidation in the space. I would say in April, more than 50% of my work has been doing due diligence for sales, mergers, acquisitions, and building frameworks for people buying other businesses. And that, I guess, is a real reflection of the sector at the moment with payment locks, payment freezes, changes coming, changing government, political noise, lots of people opting out and trying to leave the sector. And I'm seeing that quite a lot. That's kind of new and difficult. The other big change that's on the horizon is this home care change come the 1st
Yeah.
of July. My team is working tirelessly to get everything ready for the 1st of July. We've done 2 webinars now around the home care space. Both of them have had more than 400 people register. It's obvious a huge interest from NDIS providers moving into home care. It's really clear I need to be helping people in the home care space.
Yes. Yeah.
My whole team is upskilling. We've read every document now. We've written our policies and documents. We've got everything kind of ready to go, so that when the 1st of July ticks over, we can help people transition into that space as a way to diversify their business. So, home care is all steams ahead. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing out there. What about a share? Something that you want to share this month that you've been working on or that could be of value to our listeners?
Well, I mean, you mentioned around like home care and with our profitable provider crew that we're working with, a lot of them are diversifying and looking at those spaces, and home care, for about half of our guys are already in that space, and the other half are sort of going, oh, what does that look like? Because that's maybe the next stage for them. And so seeing what we can continue to offer the guys I'm working with to help them level up, to help them go to that next stage in business has been a lot of fun. And so we've implemented a couple of really cool things. One of them is what we call Lift, which is for all of our business owners we're working with, they've usually got what we call a 1%er, that person in their business who is the one they really rely on. We've actually developed a coaching program for those people. So the people I'm working with, we're also coaching their top line staff, making sure that their general managers, their ops managers are operating at a level that the business owner is as well, and creating more cohesion. But also looking, and you mentioned like mergers and acquisitions, some of the really fun stuff we've been doing lately is having real conversations about, what is my long-term strategy in this? Am I going to build a business that will be for sale? Am I going to build a business that I'm going to continue to grow? And so we've been doing a lot of stuff around really getting clear on, if I'm going to look for businesses, what am I looking for? And so we've been playing in this area of who are the people out there who are maybe just a bit tired and want to work and have a lot of fun in our business, because we're doing really cool stuff. So it's a bit of a share. We've been just really leveling up what we've been doing with our guys at the moment in Profitable Provider.
Awesome.
You've got something really cool coming up, which I'm really hanging out for. Tell us about what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm co-authoring a book with 12 or 13 other amazing people, including yourself, Paul.
They are amazing. Yep.
And I'm writing a book. The working title is Future Proof Your NDIS Business, but the editor says that she's going to check that with SEO before we confirm the title. But yes, that's the working title, and I've got some amazing co-authors. I have Yasuzaki talking about driving innovation. I have Val from Biotechnology talking about harnessing technology for innovation. We've got Greg Chadwick talking about communicating your value in a saturated market. We've got Kismet, who are talking about the future of the scheme and what that looks like. Mark from Kismet. We have Carmel from the Proven Group talking about a future-ready workforce. We've got Natalie and Renee from Coco Support Services talking about participant-centered experiences. We've got Cedar Anderson talking about the growth mindset and overcoming the biggest barrier in a business, which is the business owner. We have you, Paul, talking about building collaborative ecosystem for growth, and Bronte Williamson talking about adapting flexible service delivery models, and me talking about navigating compliance in a dynamic landscape. And so the book is written in 3 sections. There's people, the heart of the business; systems, ensuring stability and compliance; and innovation, around staying ahead in a competitive marketplace. And I'm really excited for that. It's actually been so much fun to put together. And we're going to launch that in July. It'll be a hard copy book. It'll also be an ebook, and it'll be an audio book. And just the experience of writing a book is something I kind of always wanted to do. And so doing it with 12 of my favorite people has really been a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to getting that out to everyone when we talk about, one, being a profitable business, but also being here for the long term. And what does that look like? And how do we move forwards in a very dynamic landscape?
That's super cool. I'm really excited about that. And, you know, the opportunity to be a part of that is such an honor, because, you know, it's not every day that someone asks you to co-author a book and be a part of something that's so amazing. So first of all, thank you. And I am really, really keen to see this coming out.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. I think you'll love it. The other thing I wanted to tell everyone about is in March and April, I released an app called the Provider Collective. It's an online app. It's an online community. We've got about 300 people in there now. It's free for everyone in the sector. And it's really to continue conversations between points, between conferences, between events, to keep those conversations going. And it's also a place to add all of our events and everything that we're doing, and all of the podcasts, because people ask me all the time how they find us. Instead of sending them to Eventbrite, we now send them to our own portal. The idea is to, really add a whole lot of value. And we've got some really cool things in that being built to come out for free for our community. We're now getting about 1,000 people a month at our events across Australia. And so I'm really hoping that all those people continue to connect online. And the other thing to talk about is the Provider Collective is starting in Perth in June, which will be really exciting. I think it's the 12th of June in the morning, from 9 till 11 a.m. And we've got a few co-hosts. I think this one is being co-hosted by Angad Singh and Josh Grapes, and Sarah from Nurse Next Door and myself are speaking. And then we're going to have them quarterly. And next quarter, Paul is going to co-host with Sarah, and we'll have another few amazing speakers at that one. So quarterly events starting in Perth, free for everybody to attend, starting on the 12th of June. We also kicked off in Adelaide in April, which will also be quarterly, co-hosted by 3 amazing people, Ifa and Ebony and Marie. So really excited to launch into 2 new states with Provider Collective, which is a completely free masterclass education based to really educate the sector and provide free information to as many people as we can. So yeah, that's a bit of a plug and a bit of an announcement all in one.
Love it. Love it. No, it's really cool. And I've seen all the amazing things that the Provider Collective has been doing. I've got a little bit of FOMO that I'm over here in Perth, so I'm so glad that it's coming over. It's going to be brilliant. Yeah,
we're always going to come to Perth. It was always on the plan. Just have to get enough corporate sponsorship to cover the cost of it all, because we don't make any money from it. The corporate sponsorship covers some of the venue cost. We still cover quite a bit from our pocket. So just balancing that. Poor Amanda and my team has so many events that she has to organize that we just try to make sure that they're as valuable and still well run. We don't want to run something that's kind of half. So we want to give everyone a really great experience. So yeah, I'm looking forward to bringing that to Perth. Really, really excited to see all my wonderful Perth friends, and the hosts that are 4 of my favorite people. So just to spend time with them alone is just amazing.
So good. And really quickly, you mentioned Amanda there. I think Amanda needs a shout out, because she has been absolutely knocking it out with all these events you've been doing. So well done, Amanda. Thank you very much.
Yes, she is a superstar. Whenever anyone says to me, "You do so much," I say, "No, I actually don't." Amanda, though, is very busy. So she's the one that actually does the work. I just turn up and smile and be myself, and she gets to do all the logistics behind the scenes.
Yeah. Awesome. Amazing. Well, look, we touched on it just earlier, but looking forward into May, we've got Level Up Summit on the Gold Coast starting tomorrow, and then the SIL Summits are taking off. Is it from the 8th of May in Sydney? Is that right?
8th of May is the first one in Sydney, yes. And anyone who's listening, it might be too late to get Sydney tickets, but if you want them in other states, happy to give you a discount. If you're a podcast listener, just reach out to me on LinkedIn and I'll give you a special code.
Yeah, brilliant. I'm going to be joining you at the Perth one in June. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing. I'm really keen for it.
Yeah, me too. Well, that was wonderful. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the Gold Coast Summit and speaking to everybody at the end of the month to tell them how awesome it was.
It's going to be brilliant. Awesome. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Have a wonderful May, and we will see you on the next episode.
See you later. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Profitable NDIS Provider podcast with Tania Gomez and Paul Bryan. We hope you found today's episode informative and valuable. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to subscribe, leave us a rating, and share it with others who could benefit from our insights. Until next time, keep thriving.